Wagwan people all over the world. On the world wide web.
You silly.
It is I, DJ Stealth, Mr. International, the dance floor of the doctor.
And here I go, Trouble, Evie. So,
Yes.
tell me you heard about the fucking elephant, man.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The goddamn elephant. If you
Yes.
haven't heard, there is a woman somewhere in India, 70 years old, who was recently trampled by an elephant that wandered off of a nature preserve, a wildlife preserve. The woman was rushed to the hospital, but was pronounced dead on arrival. The family quickly took the body back and prepped for funeral. When they were about to read the woman her last rites, the same elephant comes back to the funeral to trample the body again, and then pick it up and toss it when he or she was done.
On some bald-headed hoe shit.
The family waited several hours before they could finish the funeral proceedings when the elephant left.
What did that lady do to the elephant?
Humans, elephants, and dolphins are among the minority of species that have the ability to hold grudges. Whatever that woman did to the elephant, it was personal, definitely. It stomped the shit out of her, Brooklyn style, and then came back to the funeral like Meek Mills. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
It's just, I need to know. The family needs to provide the backstory. We deserve context.
I don't think we're going to get that. To be fair, there apparently has been a rise in animal-human attacks recently. Nature's just not getting along with man being in India.
I get the attacks, but I need you to understand. The elephant returned.
Came back.
Yeah.
Same elephant. I don't.
So, this was very.
Well, the story is never hold grudges.
Bet you that elephant's a Capricorn.
Nah.
Scorpio?
Nah.
Definitely a Scorpio. If not a Capricorn. Now tell me why you say Libra. Because they're unstable as fuck.
I could picture a younger, angrier Snoop Dogg or Eminem doing the exact same thing.
I see your point. Definitely see your point. Damn, this is some good weed. Oh, shit. I forgot to tell y'all. Today, we're sponsored by Comores Cultural Corner. If you go to ComoresCulturalCorner.com, you'll find all types of stuff like how to support her work, how to subscribe to her on Patreon, how to follow on Facebook. So definitely all about fun, all about babies, all about change, and bringing the community together. So read her website. She can describe her work way better than I ever can.
Yes. I believe we're having her on as a guest tonight. Am I correct?
If she has time. Remember, she's been busy the way that the City of Hartford's been fucking with her.
All right. So can we expand on how the City of Hartford's been fucking with her, fucking with positivity in the north end of Hartford?
You mean how they're sitting there bothering the elephant? No offense to Kimura.
Yep.
So we already know there aren't enough trash cans in the north end of Hartford anyways. So while everyone has their residential trash cans, Kimura has her trash cans and she uses them for her work. But, there's no trash cans out there for the community. So a lot of shit gets dumped in front of, the sanctuary on Sterling Street. And the city has began fining her for her being a victim of the dumping. So we clean up as best we can, as often as we can, but we're not drinking on the property. So I know you have a beer, but we aren't really drinkers in the movement. We're smokers.
Yeah. I'm a social drinker. I don't drink out of habit. I don't drink on a daily. I'm out and about and the atmosphere calls for it. Have a sip or two. That's my thing.
Oh yeah. The episode where I did the nips, horrible.
Every time I'm at Kimura Spot, I'm sipping water. I'm sipping natural juices, lemonade, smoothies, what have you. Coffee.
That's just what we do. None of us drink unless, some of us do have a habit, and that's not something to judge. But, so we know it's not our garbage. She's getting fined for it. And this is really causing a hardship for her. So right now, she's going through the process to see if she can appeal. But it's like the city really singled her out by taking that $2,000 block grant she used to get for the community cleanups that she hosted in the first place. Not to mention that while she's going through all of this, there is the hardships as well of the fines and having to sit there and the garbage from the events. That costs money to dump as well. So it does make it a little difficult for her to do her work if she doesn't have, she has to deal with the fines. Then afterwards, you got to deal with the dump pass. You're paying artists. You're doing this. You're attempting to do the work. And you're hitting a lot of roadblocks. It would help if people were to help out in the community. She does need financial support. But at the same time, something needs to be done about the garbage, installing more trash cans in the community so that when people drive by, they're not like, oh my God, this place is trashed. It shouldn't be that hard.
And it's not just Kimura. This is happening on different parts of the city.
Summer of Solutions on Zion Street as well. So they had to sit there and inbox us the process because they went through it as well. So people were dumping over there and they have to report it. You got to wait for the city for 3 weeks. It's documented. You don't get fined. But you shouldn't really have to go through all that.
Especially since you're the victim. They're dumping on your property. You're getting in trouble for someone else's shit on your property.
Bingo.
Progress? I think not.
No. So let's see what'll happen if there can be some donations that come in for her, because it seems, I don't know if it's targeted or what, but the city should also be more transparent in the process.
Yeah, it's like the city loves it when you find out about shit after the fact.
Yeah. I know that we're gonna have to stand with her. Not have to stand with her, but it's common sense. It's fucked.
I stand with her 100%. Everything she's done over the years, everything she's contributed to the community, to the city, to youth.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to give his name because of confidentiality reasons, but I call him my brother, right? And he wrote this book, and when he came out, I guess Kimura came into his life, and she really consoled him, and she's one of the reasons why I still have him, you know? So it's a little bit like I owe her.
You know, they say a thing about paying it forward.
Yeah. Are you feeling activist burnout? Because I definitely am.
Am I feeling what?
Activist burnout.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I
You
am.
know what the problem is? I realized why they were happy to have us in. Because activist burnout is something that we will experience for the rest of our lives. Because the work isn't going to stop. We're simply planting the seeds with our work for the next generation.
And then they have to do it all over again.
I don't want to let up so that they don't have to do it all over again and instead build on what we build. We may not see the mountaintop like Dr. King said, but you know.
Yep.
Yeah, this weed is hitting, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the burnout is real.
I hope so.
When it feels like endless work with very little result, that can definitely burn you out.
What I found is that so for things that we worked on back in 2020, it's finally getting on the ballot this year. So on my birthday, we're going to be voting for voting rights, and that's something that I'm proud to have been a part of. Because it shouldn't take this fucking long to vote in Hartford. Like, why are the lines so long?
No clue.
So, where the hell is it? Asylum Hill Church, I think it was. Was it Asylum Hill Church? Somewhere in that area, the line was like hours long. And the person that I was with ended up cutting into the church with his sister after waiting for like 2 hours because I guess the line was like 4 hours long or something to vote.
This is what makes absentee ballots important.
Yeah. Absentee ballots, the early voting, because in West Hartford, bang, in and out. Windsor, bang, in and out. Hartford,
that supposedly has low turnout, has long lines.
45 minutes maybe.
Well, my district is not very, very long, but it's not a lot of registered voters or active voters in my area.
Yeah.
And most vote absentee that do vote.
I voted absentee. I actually filled out the ballot in person and then handed it to the registrar. So I was a little nervous about it at first, but then I'm like, you know what? I just gotta trust it.
My first job after high school was canvasser for registrar of voters.
Nice.
Some of you that watch in the Hartford area, likely an 18-year-old me has knocked in on your door.
Probably. Same thing with me, but this is back in the 90s. My grandmother used to be a canvasser for a lot of campaigns. So she would go through the South End. However, occasionally you would get the person that does not speak Spanish. My grandmother, not the best English. So guess who was translating? 6 and 7-year-old me. So basically, I learned how to canvas through my grandmother. So I'm like a beast. Anyone who's ever canvassed with me, like Working Families Party, can vouch for me on this. Tommy Cox, he can verify. I am an assassin whenever I canvas for someone.
I believe my mother used to canvas. She was on town council when I was younger.
Nice.
I don't remember going with her most times, but I did go to a few town hall meetings. Um, my first time canvassing was that temp job. We were paid handsomely. It was supposed to be for 3 weeks of work, I believe, but we ended up doing 2 because the team that was put together was that efficient, and some individuals have stayed in political work ever since. Um, the funny thing is, looking back on it now, I've talked to residents in every single corner of Hartford during that time period. North End, South End, projects, and West End, Silent Hill, MLK, everywhere.
Nice. Speaking about canvassing, did you hear what happened with Maud Horezi?
No, explain.
Ooh, let me spill this tea. So, Maud Horezi is running a primary against John Larson. Great guy, but he's not really with the times. So his heart's in the right place, but he has antiquated ideas. He's been in office since we were children. So we have a chance to have someone who's more with it, who actually is in touch with the voters, Maud. And they delivered the papers to him 2 days late. The Secretary of State delivered it 2 days late. And he missed the deadline because basically now when you deliver the papers 2 days late, that's 3 days behind because you're out the next day, right? So he practically loses 3 days and he's only short 500 signatures. You're telling me you can't get 500 signatures in 3 days?
It's relatively easy.
Yeah, that was precious time that was lost. And there's going to be a rally. So it's on our Instagram, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of fucked up because we keep getting these same people over and over and over. And it's like, we always have like a Ned Lamont versus a Bob Stefanowski. We always have our options like picked out for us. It sucks.
Right. Who's running? Oh, him again. Okay. That's what it ends up being every single election.
It's like, oh my God, Fanfara again. The guy who supports big tobacco. Oh my God. Fucking Ned Lamont again. It's Bob Stefanowski again.
And Vargas again.
I kind of like him a little bit. I can hear him on Twitter.
I work with him. Nice guy, but, and I'm going to stop right there.
Same.
No, I'm not going to say this. I'm going to keep this one to myself. He's a nice guy, but...
He's a friend of the family. I don't want to get in trouble with Grandma.
He's a friend of good friends of mine. I've sat with him. I worked for him. But I give you this. He would have been a better choice than Fanfara. But Fanfara had a strong hold on select neighborhoods.
I don't understand why.
He gives a little bit of money to the loudest voices in the small pockets of neighborhoods, and that's it.
Yeah, like, oh my God, Weathersfield Cove. Well, now it's haunted.
He allocated funding for Lozada Parks. That's how he won my community.
Who? Fanfara? This district here is Fanfara?
Traditionally, yes.
I was not aware.
know what? I have not kept up in local politics in a while, unfortunately. So my
I'll
information
look
may
it
not
up
be
later.
accurate,
I'll look it up later because
but
these
I
are
know that
words growing out of my head. These are not cat ears. So, that's the bro.
But honestly, Fofara and Vargas are both old men that are out of touch with what's going on today, no matter how you spin it.
Yeah.
We
gets
keep getting the
tiring.
same old men over and over and over, and old women over and over and over again. Her again, him again.
And then we have these policies that turn around and attack the grassroots, basically. Going back to Kimura, now she's getting fined for no reason. And what are these old men doing really to protect people like us? Are we not their constituents? Should they not be helping us? Should they not be helping us help each other?
They talk a good game and do absolutely nothing that we want. They do what they want, and then just tell us what we want to hear.
We need the trash cans, man.
Not parking meters.
The fucking parking meters.
We need affordable. We need affordable housing, not downtown high rises.
Yeah. I looked at the ones by the Dunkin' Donuts park, and I'm like, wow. So they're doing nothing. Now they're doing that low income program, the home ownership. But what about the home prices themselves? When adjusted for inflation now, the houses in Chattarope, they sold for between 17,000 in today's dollars to, I believe, about 127,000. Because back then they were between 11,000 to 75,000, something like that. But that really, a 75,000, even if it's the maximum, was not a barrier to home ownership for a low income family. So back then, 126,000 now, with the 20% down payment assistance plan, that would be affordable with the utilities, with the renter's insurance, with the taxes, which do need to come down. But we need to address the problem of affordability and do a program like that for residents, who have lived in the city of Hartford, who grew up in the city of Hartford. So we're kind of getting priced out.
We are. Everything that they're doing downtown is making it more expensive for us. I have insider information on it.
Man.
I know people that live downtown.
We all do.
And they're charging an arm and a leg. We're also giving free water, free utilities. We're paying for water. We're paying for utilities. We're paying more because a lot of them aren't.
It happens.
There's unused space in offices. Some with lights on, some completely empty. Just using up electricity. Who foots the bill? Not the owners of those buildings. Us. Them, they're going to charge a low rate for quote unquote low usage.
Meanwhile, we had to panic for, the Pura low income comments thing. So I'm really hoping that that passes, because that would really help a lot of families in Hartford. And I'm hoping that they also pass, that whole thing with the green energy, which is another thing that we were writing in for.
Oh, that's another thing. these apartment buildings downtown, most of them are solar powered.
Really?
Really. And they make it hard for normal residents, let's say homeowners in the Blue Hills area, to be able to install solar power on their owned homes.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
which is ridiculous.
Because Eversource.
Eversource owns so many politicians, it sucks.
Yes. Eversource is lining them pockets up.
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. And I know Mikey's not taking, the one who's running against from Farah, he's not taking money from Eversource. But we don't know who else is. Like,
we want to assume that he's not, and assume that he is at the same time. So you want to watch him carefully. Now, Mikey, we know he ain't taking that kind of money. He ain't the type of brother.
it would also suck to have to whistleblow on him because, I would sit there and meme the fuck out of it. I love him. Like, don't get me wrong, I love him, but my sense of morality, bro, I gotta blow that shit up. I love you, bro.
Listen, the city doesn't listen to the voices of the community because they have their ears in the wrong places.
They're not going to listen to the residents. They're attempting to push her out. We're just going to have to help in any way we can. So
support the local libraries, all of them. Support your local businesses.
Your local food pantries.
Support your friends.
Right?
If your friends make t-shirts, your friends rap, sing, and they're actually good at it, support them. Tell people about the show. If you can't make it yourself, tell people about it. Artists. Support your artist friends. Go to their galleries. Go to their fashion shows.
And don't ask for a discount. And don't expect a discount.
Do not expect a discount.
Pay people what they're worth. It happens.
So you should support your chefs, support your hairdressers, your barbers.
What I really do hope is that the appeals do go through. I would hope that they do listen to residents and how parking meters have been proven to destabilize low-income neighborhoods. It's very frustrating not to be heard.
Mm-hmm. Because nobody on Park Street asked for that. Nobody on Albany Avenue asked for that.
No, I guess one business asked for it. One
new business asked for it. That doesn't know the community, that doesn't know the area, doesn't know the people. Said, hey, my customers cannot find parking. Customers of what? What are you selling? What are you adding to the community that you just moved into? You're adding parking meters. And if your business still fails, you pick up and leave, go somewhere else. The parking meters are still there.
Yeah. But let's see what happens. What drink were you smoking, by the way?
Insomnia. Locally grown.
Nice. So I had the one that was sponsored by Kimura's Cultural Corner. I forgot the name of it though. I will drop it in the comments once I get it. Well, y'all have a good night.